Welcome back to this Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Last time, we found some clothes. Hey, you know, just getting the basics down is pretty hard.
That explosion has superheated the tunnels ahead. That steam will cook the skin off your bones. If you can find a mining energy shield, switch it on. It should protect you against the heat if you move quickly enough.
Okay, and actually we have this force power, which also does that, so we will take a little bit of damage running through here. Or actually, not at all. Our force power gives 6 resistance against any energy or elemental type attacks, so fire included. And I guess it does less than 6 damage. Now, I'm actually not sure with these sonic mines here if they actually will do more damage than if that's absorbed. I think that power absorbs sonic damage, and I'm not sure. If you have demolition skill, you can disarm these things. You can actually get a fair amount of XP by just disarming all the mines that are lying around here. But long term, you're going to need somebody who actually has demolition skill, and there are a lot of people who do. So I'm not going to bother with it at this point. I'm just going to walk through the mines and, you know, enjoy it. Unlike the first game, all characters in this game have at least some regeneration outside of combat, which is, you know, handy. It more or less means that you will not have to wait until you have a stupid maintenance droids up here. You don't have to wait until you have pure force power to get around having to use med packs constantly, which is really annoying in the first game. More or less between combats here, you will return to full health. I just gained a level. I'll finish these guys off screen. I gained my level. I picked up a couple of force powers I'm not really going to use very much. I guess I'll use force speed now and again.
Something big. I think it's the main ventilation shaft. If so, the central droid controller should be somewhere nearby. Keep an eye out for it. I'm picking up a lot of droids. If you still have a mining energy shield, I'd equip it and switch it on.
Right, and what did I say about interrupting me? Yeah, I guess you weren't listening. Anyway, his advice about energy shields, I'm going to just ignore, because I have the this energy resistance power, which essentially does a similar thing. The way these shields work is they give you temporary hit points on top of your normal hit points, which are used first, of course, that absorb certain types of damage. So this basic energy shield here absorbs, I think it's like 30 or 40 points of just blaster damage. The mining shields also protect you against fire damage. They're not useful in the long term. The shields themselves, just in general, are quite good, but not the basic versions usually. This cylinder here, I'm going to have to switch back to my plasma torch to get into it. You can have 2 weapons ready, and this little switch button down here lets you go between the 2. I'm usually going to keep the sword and the blaster available, but let's look at this controller. Okay, now we can unlock the emergency supply cylinder we just broke open, but that would take 2 computer spikes, and I'm not going to do that. Let's look at these droid commands. And there are a bunch of things you can do. You can look at the droid schematics, and actually you have an option here that will cost you 0 spikes, which is just blinding the droids by turning up the temperature. And you know, it tells you more or less that if you also reprogram the droids to kill each other, you can't really do both. But I really don't care. We'll look at the fuel things. In order to move forward, we're going to have to shut down these containment fields. And that, you know, lets loose a whole bunch of droids, and yeah, I'm going to have to kill them all. They're all blind, of course. And like the last LP I did, blinded enemies are really, really stupid. And frankly, this is actually sort of annoying. It's almost not worth using the blind function, because then if you do, they start running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and you just spend a lot of time hunting them down. So I'm going to kill them all off screen because it's just really tedious. There's no threat whatsoever. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's clean up the rest of this area. I've picked up all the things that were dropped. There's also a corpse behind this one here, which just has a couple more energy shields on it. Well, it did this time. Oh, I guess I missed something. That heat shielding there is an armor modification piece, and the uniform here is considered a robe for the game's rules, and can only equip what are called underlays. There are underlays and overlays. And, well, I'm not going to worry about any of that right now, but it is an item type that's sort of worth knowing about. Back in this area, there's a couple more random pieces here. Now, because I have a higher dexterity than strength, it's much more effective for me to use ranged weapons than melee weapons, just at least in the short term. But here, and there's a couple other items, including a heavy mining laser, which is just an improvement off of the one I'm using right now. It's not a big improvement, but hey, you know, anything's better. Some of this stuff is just purely random. If you're playing this game and you're looking for a walkthrough on where to find items, don't expect that any of this stuff will be anywhere close to similar. But that's just the way this game goes. Anyway, we'll keep on going here.
Yeah,
And
picking up some strange readings. What are you doing down there?
getting interrupted by you again. You know, this is what you do. And you can say that whatever you've detected, it's probably my fault.
The containment fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get out of there before they vent fuel to the surface of the asteroid through the tunnels.
Okay, how much farther do we have to go?
I may be able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get real hot real soon.
Okay. Yeah, fortunately he's protecting himself, because that's what happens. And here are some more mining droids. And oops, we gotta switch back to our vibro cutter. In the original game, the unmodified game, that's not called a vibro cutter. It's called something else. Maybe not the biggest change, but it's actually the first change I've seen, the only change I've seen so far for the content restoration. So maybe we'll see more. The main things that are sort of missing that were being brought back for the content restoration are parts of the ending, and one of the major areas of the game was cut. Just they didn't have time to finish it. And it's kind of annoying because there are some loose threads that are left. And really, this game as released was very sloppy. Honestly, there are still some bugs that I'm dealing with. For example, when I start the game, it very often starts in windowed mode, even though it's not supposed to. So, anyway, I'll finish these guys off screen. There's a container there that I actually can't get to because it requires you to blow it open with a mine, and I'm out of mines. Or actually, may not actually be out of mines, I just have the demolition skill on this character, unlike the T3 and 4. So, anyway, this area is about to go postal, so let's get out of here. Well, that wasn't close. Hey, it's that guy from the video. Not looking so well. But, see if he's got any money. Oh, wait. I guess maybe we're checking to see if he's okay.
It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
Hey, it's that guy we saw after the prologue. The way this guy speaks is identical to a droid from the first game, Knights of the Old Republic 1, and we'll have to interrogate him next episode because we're out of time. So, next time, a little chat with a protocol droid.